Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Robbi Jade Lew talks about the anonymous elimination. After her elimination from the anonymous, Robbi Jade Lew has discussed how her winning the first challenge might have sealed her fate. She also revealed how her background as a poker player brought her into the world of reality television. She also talked about whether or not she would do another competition show in the future. A game focused on two worlds. The Anonymous is a USA Network competition series set against two worlds. One is the real world, where players interact face-to-face. However, there is also a digital world that sees players hide behind a mask. This is known as the Anonymous mode, hence the name of the show. This mode allows the players to see anything they want without being recognized. By its model, players must perceive and manipulate in order to win a prize up to $100,000. Poker player Robbi Jade Lew was announced as part of the cast back in August. Lew proved herself early on in the show, winning the first challenge. However, she ended up getting cut soon after. In a statement with Poker News, Lew compared her time on the show to the game she has made her name in. As she explained, there's a lot of luck involved, kind of like poker. I didn't get lucky this time. They found me to be the biggest threat, and it was probably the right thing to do. I really felt like I was going to win it. Lew had been asked to do game shows before. As Lew continued, she explained her background in poker actually helped her get considered for a few reality shows. I don't know what it is, but reality game shows love poker players, she explained. As she continued, it's not the first time I've been asked to be in a game show like this, and it was a perfect fit. However, she also wondered if her background in poker might have worked against her. As she added, I felt like I could really do it. But I also knew that if I was going to go in, my strategy was not going to be to come off as a poker player because I felt that I would be an immediate target and an immediate threat to the household. Ultimately, Lew hoped and prayed that no one would recognize her whatsoever and that she'd be able to get away with it as long as possible. Lew felt she tried her best to downplay her poker credentials, feeling things would get worse if she made her skills more obvious. As she put it, while still seen as a threat, I think it would have been like a double threat if I had come off as a poker player. Winning the battle might have cost Lew the war. The poker player suspected what did her in was winning the first challenge. As she put it, she knew right away that she had a target on her back after that happened. Putting it into context, she felt both the stronger and weaker players risked elimination. Ultimately, as this was the first season of the show, each player had to learn to play the game firsthand. Lew even described the contestants as the guinea pigs of the entire game show. When asked if she would do similar shows, Lew said she'd love to do anything competitive-wise, tying it into her love for poker. As she put it, and as a poker player, anything fits into our schedule. Robbi Jade Lew sat in a dimly lit cafe, her fingers tracing the edge of her cup. The place had a vintage charm, faded red velvet seats, antique chandeliers casting golden light, and soft jazz music in the background. It was the kind of place you could disappear into, and that's exactly what Robbi had needed lately. After the whirlwind of fame, controversies, and poker tournaments, she was ready to speak. Today, though, the subject wasn't about the game. It was about something far more shadowy, the anonymous elimination. In the world of high-stakes poker, mystery often swirled like smoke in the air. There were the obvious legends known by all, and then there were the whispers, rumors of individuals, players who played without faces, without real names. They were known as the anonymous. Their presence at the tables was a challenge. Winning against them meant winning against a ghost, someone whose identity was cloaked, making their strategy all the more unpredictable. Robbi, always sharp and discerning, had felt their gaze on her during a recent tournament. She didn't know much about this shadowy figure, only that the anonymous was an enigma. Even in the poker community, where aliases and personas were common, the anonymous stood out. No one knew who they were, not their real name, nor their background, but their playing style was unmistakable, sharp, aggressive, and incredibly calculated. It was like playing against an algorithm, but with human intuition behind every move. Over the past few months, rumors spread of their elimination, and naturally, Robbi had been asked for her thoughts. Today, though, she was finally ready to share her insights. why she thought they had disappeared, and what it meant for the game moving forward. It's strange, she began, sipping her coffee. Her voice was calm, reflective, as if she was piecing together a puzzle in her mind. The Anonymous was different, not just as a player but as an energy in the room. Whenever they sat down at the table, you could feel it. This wasn't just someone trying to win money or fame. It felt like they had something to prove, but to whom? That's the mystery. She paused, looking out the cafe window for a moment before continuing. You see, poker's always been about personas. You play the cards, sure, but you also play the person across from you. Their tells, their habits, their expressions. But with the Anonymous, none of that was there. They were a blank slate, and that's what made them so dangerous. It was like trying to read a ghost. Robbi leaned back, crossing her arms. I played against them twice. The first time, I remember thinking, this isn't just a game for them. It's something more. I've never been one to get rattled at the table, but that night it felt like every move I made was being countered before I'd even thought of it. It was like they were in my head, predicting my every move. I didn't lose to them, but it was close, closer than I'd like to admit. She smiled slightly, a flicker of pride crossing her face. The second time, I was ready. I studied their play, watched every hand they'd ever been, and that was available online. I went in with a strategy and I won, but even in victory there was something unsettling. It wasn't just about the game. I got the sense that they were testing me, like they were looking for something. Robbi leaned forward, her voice dropping slightly. And then, they disappeared. Just like that. No one knows why or where they went. Some say they retired, others think they're still playing under a new name. But me? I think they were eliminated. The word hung in the air between us, eliminated. It was a chilling thought, and Robbi didn't use it lightly. The poker world, despite its glamour, wasn't without its darker edges. High-stakes games often attracted the wrong kind of attention. Money, power, and ego could create dangerous situations. People had disappeared before. There's this idea, she continued, that in poker, everything happens for a reason. If someone like the Anonymous is taken out of the game, it's not by chance. Maybe they were getting too close to something, or maybe they crossed the wrong people. I don't know. But what I do know is that their absence has left a void, and that makes me uneasy. She tapped her fingers on the table thoughtfully. I've heard whispers. People talking about a group, powerful players who don't like their game being exposed. The Anonymous might have been too good, too dangerous for them. It's just speculation, of course, but in this world, sometimes the truth is hidden beneath layers of bluff and misdirection. Robbi's eyes darkened slightly as she spoke of the rumors. I've seen things in this game that would make your head spin. Deals made in back rooms, games that never see the light of day, and people who vanish without a trace. I've always been careful, but even I've felt the pressure of staying quiet when it's necessary.